Hi, Carrie, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Oh, good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, thank you so much for coming to the Chinese in OC channel. We are really appreciate you come over here. And we know that you have over 2 decades of experience of those on the public policy and those public service at the federal, state, and local level. And you currently serve as the district director and the senior policy advisor for the one state assembly district. So right now you are running for the city council. So we just have a question that, so since you have so much background in the public policy and the public service, and if elected, how would you use that background, the experience to help every resident of city of Irvine?
Thank you so much. So yes, I've been here 22 years, over 22 years in Irvine, and I live in North Park. I sit on my homeowners association as vice president, where I was elected for 3 times. And I also, like you said, work for the California State Assembly for our district in Irvine and the surrounding cities. And I do a lot of public policy and public service. Before that, I was with the Orange County Board of Supervisors doing public policy, as well as the Orange County Transportation Authority. And I was a commissioner, City of Irvine, Transportation Commissioner Chair. So I think all of these experiences are very important because out of all the people running, I have a great deal of public policy and public service experience. And what I can do with that to help the residents is I know where to go, how to get things done. So if we have any issue, whether it's education, business, technology, transportation, I know how to solve problems, how to get things done, how to work with our state legislators, how to work with the Orange County Board of Supervisors, and how to work with all the local, state, and federal people and elected officials. So if we ever need to have any issue that comes to Irvine to help the people of Irvine, I know how to solve the problems, I know how to get the answers, and I know how to write the ordinances and the legislation to find solutions to get things done so that everybody can live in a wonderful environment, a wonderful city, and have a top-notch quality of life.
Wonderful. Seems you have the all-around stuff there. That's really helpful for the city of Irvine residents to solve the real problem. Yeah, appreciate it. So I'm just the next question I have that if elected, what would be your top policy area of interest and why for that?
I think that's a wonderful question. And I have so many policy areas that I'll be focusing on. And I'll just list you a few of them because they're on my website, but I'll list you a few of them. I want to preserve and protect our Irvine neighborhoods, villages, and our open spaces. So where we live, I want to make sure it's a good place to live and keep our quality of life very, very high, our level of quality of life. I want to strengthen our city's healthcare education and advocacy, not just during COVID, but all the time, so that we all stay healthy, that we all have the resources and the education needed in order to have healthcare and education and advocacy. I want to make sure that our students, our youth, has the best education, the highest quality education of any city. So I want to make sure that we continue to offer our students top-notch education, top-notch innovative learning, and make sure we stay on the cutting edge of education and learning for our students so that they can grow and educate and be the best learners ever. I want to make sure I advocate for small businesses and make sure our small businesses have the resources they need and that our city helps them and helps make them even better so that they prosper and that they get even better and better through the years. I want to make sure our transportation keeps moving so there's no traffic. I have a transportation background as well because I worked at the Orange County Transportation Authority. I was also the chair of the commission. So I know how to solve transportation problems and I want to make sure our streets still run smoothly and that there's no traffic. Also want to make sure that our city prospers and stays fiscally sound, that we have a good budget, a working budget. And I want to keep Irvine safe. I want to keep Irvine the safest city in the whole nation, like we've been for 15 years. so that our families can remain safe, that they can enjoy their life here in Irvine, and that it's the top notch for public safety as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. I think that's all the issues as as urban residents will be really, we really want to know that. And so let's give a little bit like a deep dive. And I know, actually for the Chinese community, the education is very important. So you mentioned that you want to keep the cutting edge of top-notch education and also the innovative learning. So can you give us a little bit, further about how you can accomplish this goal?
Absolutely. So I think right now during the COVID time, so many of our students are educating online through Zoom, taking their classes. So we need to make sure, even not during COVID all the time, that we have for our students the most top-notch education. If there's any innovation in learning, we will bring it to Irvine. I will make sure if there's new technology, I will make sure that our students have access to it. And I will make sure that we go to different conferences and have different scenarios where we can partner with different programs for the students. So if there's some program that might not be here in Irvine, we could bring it to Irvine, and we could even give even more top-notch education than what we have. So I'll make sure we stay on the cutting edge, that we bring these programs to Irvine, that we work with the students, that we offer educational opportunities for all the students online, but then when it's safe, also the regular form of learning, and also make sure that conferences, other study programs are brought to Irvine to educate the students and even to educate the parents and the residents if they want to continue learning, because learning is all encompassing. It doesn't stop just when you graduate college or law school or medical school. There's always ways to learn, and I want to bring all of that to Irvine, so we're constantly educating our students, our youth, but also our parents and all ages, bringing in that innovative learning programs, conferences, and making sure we have access to top-notch learning and innovation.
Wonderful, wonderful. That'd be I think that should be, especially for this the COVID-19 epidemic, how to have the students learn, and that's a very, very important goal of education for all people living in the city of Irvine.
Yes.
Yeah. And let's come to the next issue. As you say, you really want to protect the quality of life in the city of Irvine, and you really want to protect those community, neighborhood, those parks, and also the open spaces. And can you tell us a little bit more? How would you like to protect the areas and once elected?
Yes, thank you. So like I said, I'm the vice president of North Park Homeowners Association. I've been here over 22 years, and I've worked very hard on the commission, also as district director, senior policy advisor, to make sure that we keep our parks, our trails, our open spaces protected, that we preserve them, and that we make sure that there's no development on them, that they stay safe and they stay open spaces, open fields, so that our youth can use the fields for sports, such as baseball, soccer, all types of sports, to keep everybody healthy. And I'll make sure that our sports programs are available to all youth, all people that want to participate. It's available, that we're all inclusive of everybody. And we have to protect those fields so that they remain fields, they remain open space. Also the trails, we have wonderful trails for walking or bicycle riding or walking or running. I'll make sure that those trails are preserved and protected, and that we even have more and more trails and ways that people can get around on their bike or by walking or with families. It's very important. First of all, it's a way to get around, but also it's a way to stay healthy, to be active. And it's very important for all ages, everybody from youth all the way up to our senior population. It's important that we offer these ability to have the open space, to have trails, to have parks, and I'll make sure they stay completely open, that they're accessible to everybody. And I'll make sure you have my promise that we even have more and more programs for sports, recreation, and healthy living.
Wonderful, Carrie. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. And so, we all want like the open spaces. Right now the city of Irvine is more crowded than before, yes. And we understand that the city needs the development, but we also want to have the very balanced growth, so we can have those open space for all the people living here.
Yes.
Yeah. And my final question is that touch a little bit about the safety and the traffic issue. So that's kind of another two issues very important for the city of Irvine too. So do you have any thoughts how to make Irvine much safer city, and how we can solve those kind of the traffic issue in the city of Irvine?
Those are wonderful questions. For safety, I think we need to continue to partner with our Irvine Police Department and just make sure that they're doing a great job. That's why we've been the safest city for 15 years. So just make sure we continue to have the resources for safety, so our children can, when it's safe, go to school, feel safe, and be safe at school, or if they're walking from their home to the school or to the parks, that we make sure everything is safe for for all ages. And I'll continue to partner with the police department. I'll make sure to offer classes for the youth so that they know how to stay safe. I'm on the board of directors of the Joyful Child Foundation in memory of Samantha Runyon. I do a lot of work on the board, and it's all about child safety. And we have programs that we can partner with the schools to teach children how to stay safe, how to know their surroundings, and how to make sure they're always in a safe situation. So I'll bring those programs to Irvine and make sure we partner with the police department to make it even a safer city than it already is. So I'll make sure about that. I also have a long public safety background. When I was at the Board of Supervisors, I worked very closely with the police chiefs and the sheriff and the probation department. So I know how to work with the public safety partners and make sure we keep Irvine the safest city. So I'll continue to do that. Also for transportation, because you asked about that, like I said, I worked at the Orange County Transportation Authority, and I was the chair of the Transportation Commission. So if there's ever any traffic problem, I know who to go to fix it. I know how to get things done. So when I was on the commission, I worked very hard to make sure our intersections had improvements, that our streets are kept in good condition, and that we make sure that there's enough street and road and intersection improvements and the signal synchronization. So instead of getting caught in traffic, now it goes, when you see the lights, it's more of a green, green, green light rather than always seeing a red light. So we make sure that the signals are synchronized and that we work together to make sure there's enough lanes, enough intersection improvements, and that we make sure our left-hand turn lanes are working properly so that there's enough of the left-hand turn lane that we don't come out into the regular purpose lane and cause a traffic jam. So we can do things like elongate the lane a little bit in order to make there less traffic and get to your destination quicker.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Carrie. I appreciate your time, and I believe you have a strong leadership as well as those execution, capabilities. That's really good, for the city of Irvine. And we just want to wish you all the best. And sure. And also for the people who really want to support, volunteer, or do the fundraising for the Carrie O'Malley. So you can go to her website, which is www.carrieforirvine.com. CARRIE for FORIRVINE, carrieforirvine.com. And her cell phone number is 714-875-1284. 714-875-1284. And she can also be reached email, and her email is carrieforirvine2020@gmail.com. CARRIEFORIRVINE2020@gmail.com. Okay, once again, thank you, Carrie, and we wish you all the best, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. God bless and take care.
Sure, thank you.